I'm Mike Barron, and I'm the course director and co-founder of Cape RADD.
My name is Dylan Irian, and I am course director and co-founder of Cape RADD.
My name is Jessie, and I do the outreach and social media for Cape RADD.
Simonstown is a very unique place. It's right on the edge of two very different ocean currents, and we've got this beautifully protected bay here that also provides lots of great diving pretty much year-round.
The two oceans, we've got a false bay on the one side, which has the effects of the warmer water and the Mozambican current coming in, and then the cold waters of the Atlantic on the other side, which gives great contrast right on the edge of an eco-region here, and gives an amazing biodiversity area to study.
Simonstown's built up of a number of diverse different ecosystems. We've got sandy beaches, we've got rocky intertidal, we've got beautiful kelp forests, and you really get a taste of everything here. It's sort of the entire world in one little town.
And all the nutrients and upwellings that come together here, and the situation makes it an incredibly biodiverse area for lots of endemic species, fish and sharks, and also the incredible kelp forests, which are the keystone species here, which have a massive productivity, which basically brings everything together.
I think Cape Town presents a very unique opportunity for doing some very important research. It's a developing city, it's pretty big, but it's not on the scale of your European, your American cities. There's a lot of coastline that's still undeveloped, and we've got an opportunity then to study what the impact of sort of that built environment can do to the ecosystem. Sylvia Earles recently named False Bay as one of her hope spots in her campaign to bring more awareness to these very biodiverse areas. So a lot of our research then is focused on monitoring biodiversity. We are looking at things like species richness, abundance, and we're comparing those across different components of the ecosystem on different sides of the peninsula, amongst different management regimes, whether they are in protected areas, whether in no-take restricted areas, and what kind of differences that we're seeing between those areas, what kind of differences we see in the face of different apex predators. Are we seeing the same species in the same numbers in the presence of Cape fur seals or in the presence of broad-nosed seven-gill cow sharks?
So we utilise a number of different techniques and sampling methods in the area, from snorkeling and free diving, which is a really great way of getting non-specialist guys in the water, citizen scientists, and using really basic protocols and methodologies to get the data in that sense. We also use scuba diving, where obviously we can monitor deeper areas for longer, and we use various different techniques for scuba diving. And we also use drop cams and BRUVs, baited remote underwater video systems, where we can monitor fish behaviours without in situ divers, without the effect of humans in the water. And this can look at abundance, diversity.
Some of the other work that we're involved with has less to do with biology and more to do with how we can sustain our environment. And in those projects, we team up with some other organizations in the area, like Yacht Boaz, and we use their vessel for manta trawls, where we sieve the top layer of the ocean and examine the microplastics that we collect.
Our main thing here at Cape RADD is training marine field courses for international marine scientists, marine researchers who come to the False Bay area, Cape Town area, and they want to get a hands-on experience of being a field biologist and how collecting the data, analysing the data and working in the field works basically after university, and they need to get a bit of work experience.
We spend a lot of time teaching young career scientists, but that's a very small percentage of the population. We've got thousands of divers in the water every day that can make observations for us. So another of our campaigns is to encourage those divers, those snorkelers, to engage more scientifically, and we do that by running citizen science programs where we train just your recreational divers to be able to identify the fish that we're seeing. We teach them a little bit about the systems and the ecosystem that make this such a unique place. And then we encourage them to record their observations and send them on to us, send them on to other organizations.
What makes our research unique here is one day we're monitoring the rocky reefs, the next day we're monitoring kelp forests. So there's real diversity in the research that we do here, and the holistic approach obviously helps in terms of the outcome in the end.
I love getting involved in the community and getting involved in projects and various ocean initiatives, and I think it's really important to make your dent as such. At Cape RADD we do this by going into schools, giving marine talks, teaching them about the marine environment and why they should respect it.
Cape Town's got a thriving community of sort of eco-warriors, and almost every weekend there's a beach clean. We're involved with these, we host them, we go to every single one that we can. And at most of these beach cleans, it's an event, so there'll be public speakers. We'll talk at these about our research, our findings, and spread the message.
We also try and use digital marketing, social media, Facebook and Instagram as a massive way of spreading the word far and wide, especially internationally, and letting everybody know the beauty and the amazing biodiversity that we have here, and hopefully engaging more people and making more people aware of what it is we're trying to do and conserve here.
Space taken up, and then.
So that just means easier fixing. Is it? Computer pretend you're working again. One down.
Okay. Am I sat in the right? Am I not like?
Yeah.
Well, my name's Gareth. I'm co-owner of Cape Town Dive Centre. We started Cape Town Dive Centre officially in November 2017, with the main goal to give quality dive training to people who really want to come down and experience how awesome Cape Town diving really can be. Mike from Cape RADD contacted us many moons ago while he was still in the UK, and he was looking for a dive centre to work with, somewhere where he could get people in a nice classroom for a little while, do his lectures and his introductions that he needs to do, as well as someone to partner up with to provide the dive gear and dive excursions, so that he can take his students out and let them experience what it is to take underwater data. So that's our connection with Cape RADD. We help them out with the diving. We've got a large selection of rental gear that he draws from, so that whatever kind of person comes and dives with him, we've got gear for them.
Okay, I'm Shamir. I'm one of the founding members of See the Bigger Picture Ocean Initiative. The reason for us starting an organization was, personally, I come from a very rough neighborhood. Lots of good in it as well. But there wasn't much role models, you know, as I grew up. And most of my life after school was working, and that included working 7 days a week. Aside from swimming and jumping off from cliffs and stuff, I haven't had the opportunity to actually explore the depths of the water or anything below the surface. So until 3 years ago, I made a post on Facebook where I wanted to go do a freediving course. Basically, my first time underwater was something magical for me, because obviously I've never experienced kelp forests. I've never seen life swimming up to myself, like just by laying still underwater, and all of that just made me reflect and made me decide that I want to show this to everybody else, understand? So without having a tertiary education, this was my learning curve. So what I'm good at is making friends. So I've made friends with a lot of people that's in the field, either diving or like yourselves, marine biology, and from that I learned. The friendship with Cape RADD is quite new. We've met just because of free diving. So we're all in a WhatsApp group together as well. Basically, I'm looking for the friendship to grow, you understand? Not just in a business sense, but dude, because of diving, I've met so much amazing people, you know, and Mike is one of them, Jesse is one of them. It's people who care about others as well. So it's not all about them, it's about teaching others, you understand? And that for me, it's quality right there.
Okay, so my name's Ryan Birchall. I'm the head of training at Pisces Divers. Pisces Divers has been around for about 15 years. The shop's sort of grown from small to where it is now. We operate a lot of boat charters as well as training, as well as trips out to the pelagic. We have a primary focus on the Cape fur seals and the broad-nosed seven-gill cow sharks, as well as the kelp forest and a variety of the wrecks that we have here in the Cape. We focus in terms of training from entry level right the way up to instructor level, and offer internships for students coming in that want to learn more about diving in Cape Town, diving in general, teaching diving. So Cape RADD came to us about, I think, 2 years ago now, and slowly started sort of using our facilities, the classroom. We sort of would always eavesdrop on a few of their courses. And I think slowly over the years it's been great to watch them grow. Definitely coming in with larger groups of students and international students, and really coming in, renting equipment from us, heading out on dives, jumping on the boats with us, which is great. And yeah, they've really been growing.
My name is Almas. I'm working with the Pisces almost 3 years now. Cape RADD is like, you know, it's like what I told you, it's like we're dealing with a lot of activity, basic in scuba diving. So what they're doing with, they just bring, if they're doing their courses and promoting about their life animals, it's like a part of us. So it's good that if we're together, because they're doing the research. So anything happen, anything is, it's affecting the ocean. It's really in us. So this is a good thing that they are always like we have a good communication with them. It's like a family, yeah.
My name is Keith Wetmore. I'm the owner and skipper of Yacht Boas. Yacht Boas is dedicated purely to providing a platform for activists to be able to spread our message into the social media through the means of their connections. We also have a wing whereby we try and educate the youth. The youth is the future of our planet, obviously, and certainly the future of keeping our oceans clear of the scourge of plastic.
I'm Andy Van Zyl, and yeah, I'm the primary crew member of Yacht Boas. And yeah, basically, when it comes to crew and getting people on board, that's my primary goal, is to get out there and build a community. And this is the biggest thing that we've been doing over the last year, is to build a beautiful community of people that care about the ocean. Cape RADD has been our scientific wing. It's been great, the work that they've done helping us with our trawls, and to give us eyes under the water, to give us eyes to the creatures that we're ultimately looking after. The beautiful kelp forests and the sharks and the octopuses and the incredible stuff we see through the bruvs gives people who come on board Boas those eyes and makes them, or shows them, what is there and what they should be caring for, and shows them the beauty that's under the water.
So we are in the midst of a global biodiversity crisis, and it's not enough to ask the scientists of the world to solve this question. We need to motivate the entire world to get on board here, and citizen science, I think, is a great tool to engage the wider population and create those observations that we need to answer some of these more global problems. We've got people all over the world that with the click of their phone can submit observations to us and expand that network and make it really a global solution to a global problem.
There's so much people can do, and I think people think the issue's so big that they can't do anything, but you know, we always talk to people firstly about reducing plastic, sustainably choosing your fish as a meal and things like that. Everyone can make their dent in their own way.
To make conservation laws and conservation management changes, unfortunately it can't be an emotional based or an opinion based motive. It has to be hard scientific evidence based on field collection and long-term data sets.
Do you feel you're making a difference?
Absolutely. It's still very early, but we have kind of found ourselves in and building a community here in Simonstown, in Cape Town, that's already making tremendous strides.
Every time we get someone new in the water and someone interested in what we're doing and what's out there, I think we make a difference.